Okay, so I'm in the first position here, and there's quite a few spots that pop out to me. The one spot that pops out to me the most is probably 5, 8, 10, and there's a lot of wheat sheep here, and there's also a good chunk of ore. There's 1 ore spot, 2 ore spots, 3 ore spots, and worst case scenario, there's also this very strong 9, 10 that's open. And there's also a good chunk of wood. Like, I can see myself easily getting some type of 5, 8, 10, 4, 9, 11, or 5, 8, 10, 2, 4, 9, or something like that, and then being able to build to the 9, 10. Now, what's the chances I think the 9, 10 was going to be taken? There's a decent chance it'll be taken, since I can see someone doing like 6, 4, 11, plus the 9, 10, or 6, 4, 3, 9, 10. Although that's not the most amazing thing, which would suck, but I think this is overall just the best pick. I don't see anything else that's better, especially since it's such a low wheat board. But one of the problems with this being a low wheat board is that my opponents are going to place on the 9, 10, which makes it so this 10 wheat is going to be blocked this entire game. But this 5, 8, 10 is just too good to ignore, especially at the very beginning. I just kind of have to take that. Black goes ahead and places on the 5, 9, 10. And red goes ahead and places on the 6, 4, 3. So fourth position goes ahead and decides to take the 6, 3, 11. I wonder if they try to do some type of, this to build there. Or they can go ahead and build right. I really don't like green setup. I think it's actually really, really bad. I think it's quite poor, to be honest. I guess their idea is to build onto the wood port, use this tad bit of wheat, import their wheat for sheep, and they can play an or wheat sheep game, or they can connect. Makes sense. Red now goes ahead, and they can either take the 9, 10. Actually, black probably takes the 9, 10 at a high frequency. So red goes ahead and probably takes a 4, 5, 11. And then black goes ahead and takes the 9, 10, which leaves me with interesting ideas. I can do one, take the 2, 4, 9 and point left to the 6, 2. That's one idea. Or I can simply take the 6, 11, 12. Now, if I take the 2, 4, 9 and point left and race against red, it's a little bit of a risk because red can get a trade to go ahead and cut me off to the 6, 2. And this 2, 4, 9 is only really good with the 6, 2. Since if you look at it, I get an extra wheat, which is good. I get more wood to match with my brick. And I most importantly get the 6, 2. Okay, so red decides to take the 9, 10, which is pretty strong in itself. The problem is that they're going to need sheep in order to buy depth cards, but they're going to be having a lot of ore wheat material. Now this makes it so black is in a much tougher position. Now they're probably forced to take something like the 6, 11, 12, which is kind of gross. Or maybe the 6, 4, 11, which is kind of gross. So now it's my turn. I think the first option is I can do this and point right to the 4, 5, 11, which is very good, and I do want that. But if I point right here and I lose a 6, 2 to red, it puts me in actually quite a difficult position because, well, one, I'm still racing with the green to this 5, 11 spot. And let's say if I do win this, I have a bunch of extra wood, a bunch of extra sheep, and I have no way to get ore, and I actually have no ports. So it makes my position quite sucky. So I think the best move is probably to point left, go to the 6, 2, maybe get this if that's available. I could consider something like the 6, 12, go in the triple shared ore, and play ore wheat sheep that way. But I think that's just not good enough, since the 6, 12 is basically like the 6, 2. I can get both. I could take the 8, 4, but this is just too much brick. It's not good enough. I could also just directly take the 6, 2, but why take the 6, 2 if you can simply build here? So I'm simply just going to do this and point left. And since red has an ore wheat, there's a good chance I should be able to beat them inside of a race here. And a roll 2. That's awesome. Great. And then I just go ahead and pass. There's no one who's going to trade me brick. Okay. Black goes ahead and rolls a 7. I think they're probably either jack me, since they want wheat, or they go ahead and jack green here since they have brick. But in terms of where they block, they probably go ahead and block the 10 wheat, and they either steal from me or they steal from red. I mean, those are the only two options, but it's a 50-50 for both, right? Okay, so he decides to take from me. He gets a useless wood. And obviously, he's looking for the wheat here. And I could go ahead and give him a wheat for 2 wood, maybe, but he doesn't want it. I do wheat for something like this. Ooh, wheat for wood. This is kind of bad since now red just needs a brick, or they need 3 cards, and I need to roll an 8. Okay, so they roll 7 here. Now this is actually an interesting position for red. This is kind of a disaster situation since red got a wood with a trade. Okay, they might steal from me though. So actually, I'm not sure if that's the right move for red because they're looking for brick, right? They're looking for brick from this guy. But if you wanted a brick, you can go ahead and simply take it. But they're going to try offering this. Maybe, ooh, if you can get an ore wheat off, then yeah, that's really strong by green. Okay. Yeah, this is also kind of a disaster position because once again, red now has 3 wheat and a single wood. Oh, yes! Yes! Okay, good, good. I got really lucky here. I got extremely lucky. I had to do this because red basically was going to port 3 of the wheat for a single brick to go ahead and get the spot. But honestly, as red, I don't think I'd actually want to rob me in that position. I think robbing green for the brick or just trying to extort in that spot would be better. But I understand why red wanted to block my wood because they want to, steal from the person they're racing against. But instead of blocking the wood, you would rather actually block the 8 brick because, that's my hand. Okay. So they roll 7 over here, and red's probably going to go ahead and steal from me and solo block me on the 5 sheep or their 8 brick. just because they're upset at me that I blocked them, which is understandable. Oh, okay. They make the rational move and make it on the 6 ore, which is good. You know, I'm used to like players using their emotions and wanting to revenge block. Okay, so they go ahead and drop a road over here. Do they need an 11 or wheat? I'm curious. I could probably get a wheat trade over here. Let me offer a wheat with black here. I want to keep my wheat pretty secure. Let's see if I can try to get this with black, but I doubt it. I'm asking for a 2 for 1, but we'll see. This is only targeted towards black. Okay, he says no. I'm actually going to go ahead and pass because the wheat is super, super valuable in this position, right? Like, no one has wheat, so I want to keep it, and I don't want to give it willy-nilly, especially since I have the 5 sheep over here. So they're offering brick for... So do I ever want to destroy my settlement? I'll do something like this, maybe. Brick for sheep, and yeah, I'll do that. It's like, just because, yeah, I figured that someone else is going to compete with me in terms of this trade. I'm going to say no. No way, do this 1 for 1. No way, do this 1 for 1. If you want to take it with green, you can. That's totally fine. In this position, I think it's actually better to take it with me compared to green, just because I don't actually get a settlement. So if this is a table talk game, that's what you want to go ahead and tell black and say, yo, listen, like, I'm not even getting a settlement out of this. I'm trading my only brick. I'm just doing this so green doesn't actually get a settlement. So that's how you like table talk and prevent a trade from happening, which is great. Yeah, yep, awesome. So now I have the 2 wood. I still need the extra brick to roll. I still need the 8 to roll, and also prevented this guy from getting a settlement. So that's good. Okay, so 6 rolls again. So now red is very close to the city, or they're straight up have it. Okay, cool. They just straight up have it. That means their hand is basically left with, now they have 2 ore, 1 wood, and a single wheat is left inside of their hand. So wood for ore, this is an interesting trade. I can ask for wood for 2 ore, just because I know 2 6s rolled. Wood for ore is generally a really good trade. This is where I want to see if black is taking a trade. I don't think black wanting to take the trade since their hand is stuck with ore. So I want to ask for 2 cards here. Maybe something like this. Ooh, 2 for 2. I'll need 2 for, let's say, 3, and I'll ask for a sheep or something like that. A wood for 2 ore. I'm gonna try pushing this. 2 wood for 2 ore is not bad. Damn, okay, I got too greedy right there. So the thing is, I got a little bit greedy right there since I wanted this city, but I don't need it too much because this guy's still at 7. But 2 for 2 is still, obviously it's still a good trade. But one of the problems with that 2 for 2 trade, that 2 wood for 2 ore, that's traditionally a really strong trade. But if I do get that trade through, I'm gonna be having 2 wheat and 2 ore in my hand. So how am I going to get my 3rd ore? Well, I'm not even on the 6 ore, so I can't even get my 3rd ore, which means that 2 ore and 2 wheat is just going to sit in my hand, and then I still need to roll another wood and brick just to go ahead and settle. So it's just a lot of things to do, and this guy's still at 7 cards, he can still 7 out. I was also afraid, if I give him the 2 wood, can he be able to go ahead and road settle on the 4, 5, 11? If he can, that's really, really strong, and it's not worth the 2 ore that he gives me. Okay, so the 5 rolls over here, and he's going to be wanting a wheat. So I can easily get, let me try to do something like, sheep ore. That's something I'll take, a sheep ore. Ooh, damn. Okay, so I was too greedy right here. So he goes ahead and takes it with this guy. Okay, cool. So now a wheat for 2 ore is actually pretty reasonable, but he has a 3 for 1 port. So he's probably not going to do that. I think he's just going to 3 for 1. There's a difference between being greedy and also just knowing the worth of your cards and stuff, since I'd rather my opponent's port. So 2 wood for 2 ore. So he wants this trade one more time. I'll go ahead and do 2 wood for 3. It'd have to be 3 ore, since I know this guy has 3 ore now. And he's going to say yes to this. So, like, the thing is, the 6 rolled again, right? Yeah, there we go. Because, like, I don't want to simply just have nothing in my hand to let it be stuck. And this, I'm giving him the 4, 5, 11, which is very, very strong. So if I'm going to be giving him the 4, 5, 11, I need to be, adequately compensated for that. So I roll 7, which is very good here. And there's several spots to block. There's a 6 ore, which is decent. So basically, first of all, I can ignore red, since I think red has a suboptimal position. Black has a strong position, and so does green over here, but they're running out of expansion spots pretty quickly. I think blocking this is pretty reasonable, but the problem with blocking the 6 ore is that the 6 just rolled itself. So, like, I'm not actually blocking anything. Instead, I think maybe blocking something like the 10 sheep might be better, but it is what it is. Both of these guys' hands are really similar. I'm going to go rob black here, because I think they might have a brick for me. And also ore is fine. So I'm going to go ahead and city this up. So the 5, 8, 10 city is obviously very, very strong. I get more brick, more wheat. Very, very, very good. Very strong. I can't trade 2 wheat, unfortunately, here, because I only have 2 wheat in hand. So if I trade 2 wheat away, it makes my hand inactionable. So there's no way. This trade, you should never do trades like this, because 1, I'm never going to take it, but also 2, this lets me know exactly what his hand is. So this tells me his hand is exactly 5 or 2 sheep. Because if you think about it, why does he want 2 wheat? Well, you're trying to build a city. So that's the reason why, like, also, like, green's not tracking. There is wheat. The 10 just rolled. I have wheat. Red has wheat. But he's targeting me, but I'm never going to take that because, like, it destroys my own 2 wheat. So he goes ahead and 4 for 1s, buys a dev card. His hand is left with 1 sheep. So, yeah, so he's left with 1 sheep. Cool. So now another 5 rolls. This is interesting. And red goes ahead and buys a dev card. And every single dev card that red buys it's pretty damn expensive since red needs a lot of sheep here. Okay, so I rolled a 10. So now I have excess of wheat and sheep in hand. So I'm prone to getting a lot of trades, but my opponents are probably going to be greedy here. Let's see. 9 rolls. So I'm going to offer something like this, or I'm going to go ahead and offer something like this. So both of these trades are good, but I'm just going to try to simplify this by doing this. Now I'm never doing 2-for-1s over here, just because I know the value of my wheat is worth it. I could do something like this or this, but doubt it. Or for wheat for ore. Ooh, I'll take that. Take this with green. Thank you. And I'll go ahead and try something like this for this. There's no reason for me to get super desperate for the brick here. Just because, if anything, this is a good trade that black should take. I'm never going to take this. Black's being greedy. Since I can already buy a dev card on my turn, I don't really need it. So go ahead and buy 1 dev card, which is a knight. And I'm going to go ahead and buy a 2nd dev card since I'm at 7 cards. And the city on this 2-4-9 doesn't actually do anything. And also, I still have the 8 to go ahead and give me the settlement. So I don't actually need that. Or he's going to try plucking for me, but I already spent my wheat. So there's no reason to say anything. Just let him pluck me and get a sheep, get a useless card. Okay, cool. So now he's going to be, once again, he's going to be bleeding for another wheat since he doesn't have very many wheat. So this is a good spot where you want to go ahead and lie. Well, it's not actually a lie since I said spent my wheat, but oh, you caught me lying. So I mean, in that position, right? There's a 33% chance he catches me lying, and well, he caught me lying in that position. And also, like, I'm not lying. I did spend my wheat, but so you want to be strategic whenever you do lie. So I mean, nicely done. If this is like a tabletop game, it's like, oh, I spent my wheat. Like, I just bought 2 Ds, man. The 10 just rolled. Like, I don't have any more. Like, well, you don't have to say that last part since that's a deliberate lie. But regardless, my position is very, very strong here. I just need the 6-2, and then I'm pretty happy. And I can pretty much ignore red, in my opinion. Kind of. If my opponents are able to feed red sheep for them to keep buying dev cards, then red can do a lot. But otherwise, I think red's position is kind of like meh. They go ahead and rob from me. Understandable. Yep. Okay, red has 2 down D cards. There's a good chance I might need to start robbing from red because they have 2 down D cards. But I think overall, I should still continue to go ahead and block this. Actually, I should go ahead and do this and steal from black because there's a good chance they still have my wheat. It's a 1 and 6, and they also have sheep in hand. Okay, I got the wheat back, which is very good for me. And this is a position where I just simply pass. I'm waiting for a single brick so I can go ahead and settle here and just be patient. Okay, so 4 rolls. Wood for sheep. I think red takes this. Shoot. See, like, so I need to go ahead and act faster. So as soon as I said red takes that, I need to go ahead and take it myself. Because usually black, like, this is a common mistake with a lot of, like, newer players. I mean, these guys aren't beginners. They're, like, the top 500. But it's like, you should always wait to see what other people say to evaluate the position. Since, like, if you think about it, giving that to red is a lot stronger compared to giving it to me. Okay, they go ahead and steal sheep from me. This is very good for red now, since they basically, every single sheep is a dev card / settlement for them. So that's another dev card. They still have an extra sheep. They still have excess of wood inside of their hand. 4 wood to be specific. Wood for an ore. I'll go ahead and take this. I think I have to take that trade. This is a settlement for red, but I'm still getting an ore out of it, which is good. So I just have to go ahead and take this. And also, I think they 3-for-1, they're wood for a brick in the settle. Yeah, okay, cool. And I'm fine with that result. Yeah, there we go. That's my brick. Since I don't actually need the wood that much, it doesn't actually do that much for me. I'd much rather have the ore and compete for largest army in this position. The positions have evened up a little bit. I'm also at 7 cards, so I don't play a knight before I roll. It's just not good enough. So they go ahead and 4-for-1, they pass. And because, I can't bring myself to over 8 cards, so I go ahead and roll first, or roll 7. And I would like to solo block red in this position, but they have 0 cards, and you want to always be getting cards. So I think I block this or I block this. I think I'm going to be going ahead and blocking this and robbing from black, I think. Yeah, and just because black has a slightly stronger position, they also have a knight played, and green is kind of just in a difficult position since they don't have no settlement spots. I do want to rob red, but there's no other good spot to take a card from red. So I get a sheep here, which is good since I'm on the sheep port now, and I go ahead and pass my turn, and there's not much else for me to do. So I roll a 7, and they're probably going to go ahead and block me and rob from me because red has no cards. So I think a reasonable spot would be the 10 wheat or the 6 ore. Okay, they steal an ore from me. That's fine. And okay, this is kind of a telling sign. The fact that red didn't play a single knight card is kind of bad, since this basically tells us like red has 2 non-knight cards, unless they simply just wanted to roll. So their hand is basically a brick and 2 ore because, the knight just rolled, it stole a brick from me. It's good to track that. And I'm going to start tracking more of black's and red hand just because I'm going to be robbing them a lot more. So I'm going to go ahead and play a knight card. And this is actually quite the interesting position. Do I want to go ahead and block them on the 9 ore, or do I want to block them on the 3? So the 3 seems a little bit weird, but the reason for blocking the 3 is because they have 2 ore in hand. I think this might actually be a decent move. But this is also easily going to get red to revenge rob me. But where are they going to revenge rob me on? The 5 sheep? Yeah, probably. I think I'm going to do this, which seems weird. Because I think red's actually crushing us. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to sell this to green. Let's see if they want it. No, I can't do 2-for-1s, man. I'm poor. Okay, we're going to do something like this for a wheat. Okay, they decide to say no. Do something like this. Ooh, this might actually take with green here. I'll go ahead and take this trade with green, just because it goes ahead and gives me a dev card, and green's basically the lost player here. They can't really do much, and I need more dev cards. So I get a year of plenty, which is not that great. The year of plenty is basically just more fuel for me to go ahead and buy more D cards. So now red rolls a 6, so now I know their hand is for sure 3 or 1 wood. They're in a strong position for sure, and I said I didn't like their placements, and they're in a bad position, but let's see. They play a knight. No, they don't play a knight. Okay, so that means red for sure probably has like 6 points. Unless, yeah, red's probably at 6 points here. Interesting. And also I have to go ahead and think about how can I take largest army myself. So they're wanting ore here for sheep. If I can do sheep wheat, maybe. I'll do sheep wheat. Ooh, they go ahead and trade with black. That's fine. Okay, so they finally get their city in this position. Or settlement. Okay. Okay, so they can do city and settlement. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, aren't you gonna use the rest of your ore? So go ahead and roll this over here. Let me go ahead and try to get their brick. They're looking for sheep. And also, doing this trade basically intercepts red's trade. Cool. Take this with green easily every single time. Go ahead and buy D card. It's a road building. This is actually kind of interesting. So I can go ahead and road building to the 5-2. Or actually, no, if I road building, I want to go from this way, not this way, just because I can go ahead and keep extending over here. Go ahead and just end my turn. Not much for me to do. Okay, another 8. So green's hand is full of brick. Green probably goes ahead and takes the longest road soon, which puts them at 7 points. I need to go ahead and take largest army soon. There's a lot of extra brick here. I'd like to be able to use all that extra brick somehow. Puts me over. That's really, really bad for us, all that extra brick. They took 12 brick, so it's a bunch of extra free cards. Now red's hand is 12 brick, and there's the 4 ore, 1 wheat is their hand. Now they still have 9 brick in hand with a bunch of ore. They use the rest of that to go ahead and buy D cards. Or they go ahead and try to build roads. Interesting. I wonder where they try to build to. The 12? The 3? And if they go ahead and try to build to the 3, that's when I go ahead and use my road building to go ahead and plow them over here. So in this, you can also now see like the logic of why I decided to go ahead and solo block red is because of, and they don't have any knights, they have VPs or monopolies, which puts them in a very strong position. Hopefully they go ahead and get solo blocked in the 9, or black and you see them getting blocked over here. Okay, good. So this is an interesting position where I want to be holding my cards to go ahead and plow red over here and take away the settlement. I just have to pass. Let's just see what I get. So 11 wheat rolls, a ton of extra wheat for green. Black and green are going ahead and arguing inside the chat. I don't recommend arguing inside the chat. It's almost just never a good move, just because people in colonist chat tend to get pretty emotional. So they go ahead and 3-for-1 for a settlement. Oh, or decide to pass. I guess they don't have it. This is interesting. I really want a wood here because now I can go ahead and cut off red on the 8-3. What does kind of suck about this is that I can't get road, but I don't think I get road anyways. So this is actually really, really bad since now green with a single road, now they're at 8 points. And this puts us in quite a bad position here. So let's go ahead and let's roll. And now green goes ahead and rolls an 11. That's even worse for us. Since now green has a wheat port. They take road for 8 points. They're able to city for 9 points. And we're honestly like pretty far behind. So right now I'm extorting red to see if he can go ahead and pay me to the 8-3. I'm just going to say, sorry, I think it's the best spot. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and plow them, which kind of sucks since we need people to go ahead and fight for road. I mean, I could do this, but I don't think I win road long term with green. Like, look at this, right? He just kind of crushes me. Don't think... Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he can afford it. I just have to go ahead and cut off red. Which kind of sucks. So I go ahead and take army, which puts me at 7 points. Maybe road settle for 8 points. City up for 9 points. And I have to do that really, really quickly. The problem with me is that like this 8 brick doesn't actually do that much. I hope he goes... Ooh, he blocks red instead. Ooh, ouch. Hey, that's a mistake here. That's a huge mistake. Hey, like I think the thing is that green's winning. But there's actually no point for me to say it. It's like, come on, like with a single road, green gets the 8 points here. It's kind of crazy. But, ooh, that's actually really, really, really bad block for me. That's actually a terrible block because this is blocked. It's gross. And they're starting to buy dev cards too. This is not a good position. We need a 7 here. A 10? Yeah, this is... I think this block by black is actually very, very critical. I think they need to block this because right now it's like I'm at like maximum 5 points and green is basically at like 6 points and they can take a road. Yeah, that's I lost 6 wheat from that block. That's terrible. That's actually really, really, really bad for me. Probably like game changing. Since if I had 6 wheat, my my hand composition would be vastly, vastly different. Okay. Oh, another 10? That's disgusting. I lost 8 wheat. Oh, geez. 5? Okay, cool. Also, I have to go ahead and use my year plenty on my turn for 2 ore. Okay. They're saving up for the city. Good, good, good. And this is a position where I go ahead and block probably the 6 ore or the 8 brick. This is an interesting position, since if I block the 6 ore, it's good because I prevent green from building cities. If I block the 8 brick, I prevent this guy from building roads and taking a road. But I think I have to do this, honestly, and rob from green here. So I took their wheat, and this is a position where I simply just do this. This is an interesting call. Do I go ahead and build a city here, or do I go ahead and buy 2 development cards? This is a great position to go ahead and pause the video. I'm asking you live. Pause the video. What would you do here? Would you buy 2 dev cards, or would you drop a city? So the answer, in my opinion, is to go ahead and buy 2 dev cards. And the reason for this is because you don't have largest army yet. So you need to lock up largest army before anything. And you still might be able to get a monopoly. And this position's like looking a little bit dire. Like, so you need something like this. Exactly. Like I need something exactly like this on monopoly. And now a year plenty. Year plenty is okay. It's basically a year plenty is 2 ore essentially in this position. But there's also a lot of sheep on the board, which is really, really good for me. Now with this monopoly, it does change the game. I might be able to have a chance to win now. But it just depends a lot on if green has a victory point, or depends on what they got. Or they ported 2 cards for 2 ore. Okay. And they crushed up most of their sheep, which kind of sucks. Red, once again, doesn't have a knight, have a VP. Okay, that's good for me. Now there's exactly 6 ore on the board, I think. Cool. They'll go ahead and buy another D card. That's kind of gross here. Uh-oh. And if they basically take a road, it's bad news for us. So 10 rolls in this position. Let's see if I can go ahead and try to get a dirty monopoly ore off. Let's see if I can try to do something like this for a sheep, or can do something like this for a wheat. With black, okay, cool. Let's do this. Of course, green's going to say that. Now I think I have to do a dirty monopoly, I think. I'm not sure if this is actually the best play. I did a dirty monopoly to get, like, what? Only a few ores? No, I'm getting 5 ore. I'm getting 5 ore, aren't I? Yeah, I'm getting 5 ore with this. This is pretty good. Yeah, exactly. I got 5 ore. So since I got 5 ore, first of all, let me go ahead and buy a knight card since that's necessary. Or instead of a knight card, do I simply double city, which puts me at 7 points? Let me go ahead and buy a knight card since I need to go ahead and enforce positioning on this guy. Now the question is, do I drop a city on this spot or this spot? That's interesting. The 6-2 is not bad at all. 2-4-9's interesting too. I'm going to do a city on this spot, which seems a little weird. And then I'm going to go ahead and buy a D card, a VP. That's really, really good. I just salvaged this game. Oh my gosh. Okay. I guess the argument for doing this is because I can still take road, since road still hasn't been taken yet. Yeah, so what I should have done is I should need to buy my 2 dev cards first. I also just needed more time in general to make that decision. Like, my opponents are going to steal from me because I just I'm monopolied. But the thing is, they have to recognize that green could simply have 2 VPs and then drop a road to simply win. But they're going to make a mistake and rob from me anyways. And I don't think that's actually right. See, like, this guy just wins. Like, yeah, see, like, this is... My opponents are making mistakes and they're misevaluating the position here. Okay, they do have a knight. I was wrong. I was completely wrong. That scared me for a little bit, since I'm like, why would green not play this? Okay, that's bad. That's bad. Green's pulling, and that's very, 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 very scary. That's not good at all. It's because green said they have 0 brick. I think you actually have to go ahead and do this and block green just to prevent them from getting any type of city stuff. Oh, yes! 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 Okay, that's really, really good for me. So now I'm at 9 points. I just need to go ahead and just hold and survive. I need to be able to basically use this year plenty to go ahead and get the last point. So now green exactly has 2 ore, and that's good. Okay, and I probably still got robbed here, understandably so. Yeah, they take my ore. Any single wheat or a wood roll to win. Oh, that's bad. That's so bad. Oh, geez. Okay, take a brick. Okay, this is kind of gross since green has 3 wheat, an ore, and a road. Okay, I'm scared. Since now they have a road in hand. Okay, this matters a lot. I need 2, 4, 9, 3, or 10 rolls, or 7. 10. Yes! Oh, that was really lucky. That's extremely lucky. Oh, geez. If you look at green's hand right there, right now their hand is basically, they're very close to the win. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and first of all win. So in this spot, green's hand, it should be left. doesn't matter. Who cares? Basically, green is very close. They just need to go ahead and drop, like, roll another 6. But yeah, that's pretty close of a game. And frankly, I got really lucky with that Monopoly. Even though with, in my opinion, like some incorrect robs, I still able to overcome the odds